Hey, I've been thinking a lot this week about entrepreneurial to purposeful. I've had a conversation with a couple of agents around, E to P and our limiting beliefs, or maybe where we're getting stuck, right? So this is actually, I've had the privilege of leading Gary Keller's Quantum Leap for Kids, and so this material is really right out of Gary's mouth, right? And yet it's so interesting, and it starts with this. Do you dream of a life beyond what you've seen and experienced so far? And so I want you to ask yourself, right? Do you believe in science? Yes, no, odds are yes. And so you believe in what we would call the laws of science, the laws of nature, right? And think about gravity. Do you believe in gravity? Now, can you see gravity? Now, what do you see though? So you see the effects of gravity. Something gets dropped, it falls, right? Do you believe in air? Can we see it? No. Again, what do we see? The effects of air. So what's interesting is you, me, right? We built our life and we based our entire life, every minute and second, on gravity and air, the two things that we've never seen. And yet we believe in them, right? Because we've seen the effects. Yes. So there is a science of success, and it is as real as gravity. You can't see the science of success. What can you see? The effects, right? So Gary did the research, and if you behave this way, this is the result you'll get, right? And it's no different in the science of nature. And yet most people are unwilling to give themselves over to the laws of success. So when we talk about the laws of success, all we're talking about is observed results. So it's like the 6 personal perspectives, right? Some people say, well, that's just Gary's opinion. It's really not, right? People behave this way, and then we can come out with statistical probabilities based upon their behavior that we are going to get certain results, right? This is the science of success. So there are 6 perspectives that can be utilized to get what you desire. So the 6 personal perspectives, this is the pathway to mastery, right? So number 1, commit to becoming a black belt in the areas you've determined mattered most in your life. So what's mastery? Mastery is the process of acquiring the knowledge, skills, and habits that make you a relative master of something, right? What is that? So then self-mastery is what? It's the process of acquiring the knowledge, skills, and habits that make you a relative master of you. So to master something you can leverage in your professional world, it's done by implementing the 80-20 rule. What's the 80-20 rule, right? You guys know this, right? 80%. Are we focused on the 20% that makes the most difference? So the idea that everything matters equally is a lie. It's a myth. Not everything drives success. If you desire extraordinary results, you need to learn to focus on what matters most. So you're going to choose to become purposeful where it matters by moving from entrepreneurial, E, to purposeful, P, right? Moving from E to P. So entrepreneurial, or E, that is doing what comes naturally. So no matter the task, all natural ability has a ceiling of achievement, a level of productivity and success that eventually tops out. Now, it might top out really high, but it all is going to eventually top out. So challenging your ceiling of achievement requires a different approach. It's a purposeful approach. So what is purposeful? P. Doing what's necessary, and here's the kicker, unnatural. With a P, purposeful mindset, you can achieve breakthroughs and accomplish things far beyond your natural abilities. You must simply be willing to do whatever it takes. Now, this requires focus, options, models, systems, and accountability. So often we go, I've got to focus more. I've got to be more accountable. And what we forget is it requires focus, strategic options, and then utilizing the model and then holding the models and systems accountable, right? See, we tend to reach a level of skill that we deem to be acceptable and then simply switch off learning. We go on automatic pilot and we hit one of the most common ceilings of achievement. We hit that okay plateau. When we desire to break through those plateaus and ceilings, there's only one approach, purposeful. And we're going to have, right? We're going to have some breakdowns to get to that break through because if you are looking to you did 30 units last year, you want to do 70 this year. it's a different level of thinking. If you did 200 units and you want to do 300, it's a different level of thinking, who you have to be, right? So becoming purposeful is a choice we make. It begins by having a learning-based mindset. So there's learning-based and there's ignorance-based. An ignorance-based individual says, I know what I know, and I'm going to ignore everything else. A learning-based individual uses learning as the basis for their action plan. They say, I know what I know, and I know there is more to know. So be open to learning. Make being learning-based that foundation of how you approach things. So most of you guys that are going to watch this, right, you're in coaching with me, right? And so that's one step of demonstrating your learning. And yet when you come across something, you go, oh, I'm budding this. Are you going, wait, where do I go to learn this? It's probably a skill that I don't have yet, right? So this requires, when we look at learning base, it requires knowing for doing sake. So enlightenment is the inside result of learning, and productivity is the outside result of learning. So learning for doing sake is the most powerful, it is the most powerful when coupled with unlimiting your beliefs. Because think about it, what part does the way that we think, right, our beliefs play into our success, right? So limiting means it is limiting you moving forward. Your limiting belief is not necessarily true. It is just limiting you because that is what you choose to believe. So flip it, right? You control your programming and anything is possible. So for you watching this, think of a belief that limits you. Like, I can't take any more listings. I don't have any more time in the day, whatever that is, right? Write that down. Write it this way. In the past, I believed that, followed by your limiting belief, and the truth is, followed by the unlimiting belief. All right. So again, in the past, I believed that I didn't have enough time in my day. And the truth is, when I'm purposeful, when I lean into learning and identify my most important steps, I have time to do the most important things. Or maybe there's a limiting belief that until I do X or until I do Y, I can't do this, right? Instead of looking at that as a path. So for you, in the past, I believe that, put in your limiting belief, then write, and the truth is, and then put in the unlimiting belief, okay? See how that helps you. To reach the highest levels of success requires removing these limiting beliefs. Now, although there's no such thing as limitless, you'll never see the limit in your lifetime. See, oftentimes it's more effective to identify and remove limiting beliefs rather than always attempting unlimiting thinking. So whenever you run across something, is there a possibility that that is a limiting belief? And then you can deal with that, and that's going to take the limits off of your thinking. Now, the last of the 6 personal perspectives, it's accountability. So what's with the difference between victim behavior and accountable behavior? At the end of the day, choose to be accountable. The unwillingness to change automatically makes you a victim. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result is going to make you a professional victim. Right? Victim language, whose fault is this? The victim is always looking toward the past. Accountable language, what do I need to do differently? An accountable person is future or solution-based. They're forward thinking. So by definition, an accountable person desires to change. Now, that's real, like the quick down and dirty version of the 6 personal perspectives. And yet that's been on my mind all week. And I thought, you know what, let me do a quick video. Let me share it with you guys. I trust that you'll find it helpful. And if I'm not looking at you, it's because it's the difference between looking at my camera and the thing. So I apologize. This was quick, doing it in one take. So I trust that you will find some great value in this. And then just look at, right, are you being purposeful? Are you moving from that entrepreneurial and purposeful, and knowing that when you go through that, it's uncomfortable, because that growth is uncomfortable, and you're going to lean in and you're going to keep, what can I learn? What else do I need to know? Who am I being? And you'll bust through that ceiling and you'll look back and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the amazing things that I've accomplished. So Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Olivia Roberts, Maps Coach, just in case somebody watches this. It's not in my schedule. Have a great one.